Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So XRP trading right now at about 19.5 cents, 0.195 as of the recording of this video. And what we're seeing now is that it is coming back into this zone that we had seen prior to the uptick of February, when we saw XRP hit that inter-year high of about 34 cents, give or take 34.5 cents. So right now what we're seeing is it had come down here, made new lows back in mid-March, then started climbing up. We saw a big pop a couple of days ago, and now just kind of hovering here in that 19-cent range and lining up beautifully with this zone, with this level of support from back at the beginning of the year. And it's interesting because when you look at the S&P 500, when you look at the rest of the economy, just giving you guys a snapshot here with the S&P, yesterday it gapped up significantly, opening up here, but then closed lower than it's open. So a fairly long red candlestick to the downside. When you look at this quickly, a lot of novice traders will be like, oh, but that's, that movement is moving upward. Why is the candlestick red? Well, the gap up and the opening at about 274 and then finally the close at 265 would dictate the color of that candlestick. So it is the gap up and then finally the close down here. So even though the trend is looking like it is going upward, we saw some red on the S&P 500 yesterday. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is also showing the same thing. And Bitcoin, let's just take a quick look at Bitcoin here, right? Bitcoin, doing its thing, and the rest of the altcoins are following Bitcoin. So Bitcoin up here trading at about 72.42 at the time of this recording. We're going to see a pop. We know, guys, the halving is next month. So what are we going to see over the next few months? We could see cryptocurrencies soar. We have in the past, and it's likely we could see it again. Guys, this from AMB Crypto. So Cryptopia, cryptocurrencies held by account holders deemed property in landmark judgment. This was a case after Cryptopia got hacked, and there was a resulting loss of approximately $30 million. Soon after the hack, though, Cryptopia confirmed going into liquidation in May 2019, with Grant Thornton firm as its liquidator. In its recent update, Cryptopia took to Twitter to announce a delivery of judgment finding by Justice Gendal J. The exchange noted, today, April 8th, 2020, Justice Gendal delivered his judgment finding, firstly, cryptocurrencies are property. Okay, this is a landmark judgment, folks. Cryptocurrencies are property. He is not differentiating which cryptocurrencies, but this is how he's stated them for this particular case. Within the definition outlined in Section 2 of the Companies Act 1993, and secondly, that account holders' cryptocurrency were held on multiple trusts separated by individual crypto asset type. This means that the cryptocurrencies are beneficially owned by the account holder and are not assets of the company. So in this case, the exchange had pocketed nearly 15% of its users' property, encompassing 900 different digital currencies. The company was taken to a high court in Christchurch in March to resolve whether the account holders were entitled to all the currencies held in their accounts and whether the funds were debts that were ranked along with other creditors. So must have been in New Zealand there. According to reports, the creditors were owed nearly $12 million, including $5 million of inland revenue. Thus, the judgment for the account holders may result in creditors gaining a share of half of what was owed by the exchange. On April 8th, Judge Gendal noted that Cryptopia held the cryptocurrencies on trust and added, I am satisfied that all account holders by currency held their interests on exactly the same terms as other account holders of the particular currency. That said, on all the evidence before me, I conclude that Cryptopia acted as a bare trustee under a separate trust for each individual cryptocurrency held on its platform. All the account holders for that one particular currency were simply beneficiaries under that one trust. So naming cryptocurrency as property, blanket stating it, at least for this particular type of lawsuit, and this particular classification with regards to them holding value for the account holders that trusted Cryptopia to hang on to them for them. So interesting how things can go, guys. And it does just remind you, if you have your cryptocurrencies on an exchange, not your keys, not your crypto. Just remember that. I always put mine on a Ledger Nano, guys. I have an affiliate link in the description if you still do not have a Ledger Nano. You can use my affiliate. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. But it just keeps going to show you that cryptocurrency exchanges do get hacked, can get hacked. And when the SHIT hits the fan, and they can't pay you back. Maybe they can, maybe you'll get lucky, but in some cases, there are so many cryptocurrency exchanges, I just don't want to take the risk. Keep your cryptocurrency safe, guys. This is from Vitsvind. The second Zoom or Zum XZUM beta release 0.3.0 has just been published in the Apple iOS App Store. I don't know how that's pronounced. Someone told me that I was pronouncing it wrong. I was calling it Zoom, but maybe it's Zum or Sum. I don't know. The app will be available today. The Android version was already available in the Google Play Store at the end of last week. So last week I reported on the app being released, and now there is already an update. So for those of you guys downloading the app, you might want to update. I also saw this, Alloy Networks, another call for an update, calling on everyone who runs a node or validator on the XRPL. Please upgrade to 1.5.0 as soon as possible. You'll be amended, blocked, if when the new amendments hit a 2-week majority. So for those of you tech folks who are running a node, another public service announcement. Moving along here to Matthew Liny, and I know some of you guys saw this yesterday. Navin Gupta has chimed in with regards to the digital shift amongst the beer flu pandemic. And so Ripple executive says global payment shift underway in accelerated move to a digital economy. And as you guys know, Navin Gupta used to work for Ripple. He was their managing director for Southeast Asia. He has now since retired from what I remember. But according to Gupta, Ripple's payments data shows lockdowns around the world are forcing people and companies to view money differently and change their habits. In a new episode of the Finance Magnate Blockchain podcast, Gupta says he believes these changes will stick, leaving a long-lasting impact on the industry. So here's a quote from the podcast. There are two things where we can observe a dramatic shift. One is we are seeing a big shift from paper or touch-based or physical to digital. So if Rachel had the choice, then she would not like to go to a physical store if she can use an app to make the transfer possible. There is a shift in terms of our customers who have a very strong digital footprint, who are digital first, banks or payment companies, and what we are seeing with their business going up, and clearly this shift to digital is definitely happening. And I think it has accelerated by this crisis. Today, due to lockdowns in multiple countries around the world, we are also seeing payments into bank accounts, payments into wallets, payments into some kind of electronic means through which the beneficiary family can go ahead and send it. So Gupta says Ripple is firmly focused on adoption and is now looking to find banks and financial institutions to implement its technologies in every available market. It's funny though, when he's talking about XRP, he says that they are looking to open up new corridors. He confirms that step one is making sure that the use of XRP to move money across borders is fully compliant. So it goes back to regulations. He says, we personally believe this is the way we will be able to bring this technology to the mainstream. And that's the reason you will see that even for our on-demand liquidity solution, which uses the digital asset XRP, we work in markets where digital exchanges have a regulatory framework in place and allows them to function. For example, in the Philippines, Mexico, those are a couple of places that he mentioned. So it's all about the regulatory framework, and this is why we talk about governments of the world hopefully pushing it through sooner because of this pandemic. Now, Navin Gupta says that because of what's going on in the world, this is going to fundamentally shift the way people think about things. Let's take a look at 9/11 as an example. We take a look at 9/11, and because of that incident, we are now, or rather border security, let's say, is more stringent about security measures, not just in the United States, but all over the world, than it was on September 10th, 2001. Okay? There was a paradigm shift there, and it was because of September 11th. Same thing occurred after the financial crisis. There was a generation of kids, and I've mentioned this on the channel before, a generation of kids, children, who saw their parents lose their jobs in 2008. Perhaps there are financial problems, and so now there is a whole new generation of children who do not trust banks. And this has also, incidentally, created an ideological shift towards cryptocurrencies in some cases. But the point being that there's a generation of people now, millennials, who may be in their 20s at this moment, do not trust banks. Guys, the same thing's going to happen out of this pandemic. We are not going to forget. You can catch something from anybody at any time, and so I think Navin Gupta really does have a point here with this idea of contactless payments and how this will actually help push cryptocurrency adoption into the 21st century. XRP Rose here on Twitter posted this, and so this from Yahoo Finance. This is at RoseXRP. Here's the article here. NetCents declares readiness for expected U.S. Federal Reserve digital dollar. And so NetCents Technology, a disruptive cryptocurrency payment technology company, is pleased to announce that it has completed internally designated preparation for the expected U.S. government-backed cryptocurrency central bank digital currency, the CBDC. NetCents jumped into action as soon as it learned the plans that U.S. Congress made to legislate this for the U.S. Federal Reserve digital currency as part of two different versions of the first beer flu stimulus bill. Ultimately, this aspect of legislation wasn't included in the final version of the first stimulus bill, but the boards yada yada yada. Anyway, I'll link the article in the description if you guys want to read this further. But it's coming, guys. The digital dollar is here. And to Navin Gupta's point, this is going to be the beginning of a new type of ideology. Kids today will be believing in this idea that we can do everything contactless. We do not need to touch anything anymore in order to get anything done. An inadvertent push for cryptocurrency adoption, I'll take it. And this guy's from XRP_Stuart from Bank of America. Yes, Stuart found a great document here from last month, and this is Bank of America essentially stating, and I quote, "We built our partnerships that we have with the likes of Ripple," or Swift, they say. "These are fintechs that we're partnering with. They've come through all of our rigor of legal and compliance, and we're able to leverage our banking as a platform to deliver that to you." So here's the tweet here, and this summary here from an interview, the Bank of America logo there on top. A few people down here on Twitter were asking about the source for this, and he did link this PDF document here. So guys, I will link the PDF document as well. It looks like a transcript from an interview titled "Digitization of Payments and the Proliferation of Options," in the Bank of America logo right there on that. So Bank of America mentioning Ripple by name. Just to put some of that into context, the paragraph started off by, "So not just the capability, but the actual experience and ability to get things done anytime, anywhere, because we are an around-the-clock society." This is why they are integrating with such great technology and giving their clients the option to transfer money fast, easily, and cheaply in this new, crazy, unpredictable world we're living in. Anyways, that's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.